Yo, big up everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another video on the channel, man. I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah. Listen, we've got a lot to talk about today. There are a lot of topics we need to dissect. Obviously, the game coming up against Brentford tomorrow versus Man United is going to be a huge game. What that's going to mean for the top four race, it's going to be very, very crucial, man. There's a lot of news that came out. You've got Pogba back in training. You've got the Martial thing going on. So we'll just talk about that type of stuff. We'll talk about obviously John McGinn. There's an interest from Manchester United. They've shortlisted him. So whether that's in advance or not, I'm not quite sure. And another thing, Romano tweeted saying that Manchester United have still not decided on a midfielder, even though Haidara came out and said that it's a dream to play for Man United. So we'll just talk about all that stuff. But before we start the video, I just want to big up the people that have joined me, man. 3 amazing guests, 3 debuts on the channel. And yeah, man, big up to you. I just want to introduce man like Robbie. Listen, if you don't know Robbie, me and Robbie, we don't agree on a lot of stuff. But I have to big him up for joining him. Listen, no matter how different the opinions, there's always respect in it. So big up like Robbie, man. How are you doing?
A lot of stuff is an understatement, man. But yeah, now big up yourself. Thanks for having me, bro.
No worries, man. No worries. I hope you're doing well. And obviously, man, like Sid, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
Not bad, man. Not bad. Listen, anything that's got to do with United is just annoying, but it is what it is. And we've got man like, yeah, man. We've got man like United rep. How are you doing, bro?
Big up, Ahmed, bro. Always good. Despite United's recent form, we keep it moving.
Listen, we keep it moving, man. Exactly. So obviously, we'll start with you, Robbie. We've got the Man United versus Brentford game tomorrow. I just want to know what your first thoughts are on the game. Like, are you feeling confident? And do you think Ralph is going to change it up a little bit? And yeah, what are your thoughts on tomorrow's game, bro?
Oh man, the way the season's gone, I'm just taking one game at a time, innit? Just basically, I'll just go with the flow, like what was happening at Ole's time. So, I think it's going to be a close game. We're probably going to I'm hoping we nick a 1-0 win. I know Pogba is back, but I think he's only going to be available after the international break. So I'm assuming he's going to stick to the same formation. But I don't want him to. But I think he's going to put Maguire back in.
Okay.
Which I really don't want him to, because I think the back four at the moment is doing pretty all right, except for the last minute lapses. I do think Ronaldo is going to be back in. So I would. Yeah, look, I'm 50-50, man, to be honest. I just hope we win.
What about, okay, fair enough. What about, would you, for the game tomorrow, would you keep Elanga? Someone who's had a...
Yeah, I would keep him and I would take out Cavani. I would keep Ronaldo in and I would put Elanga in. Yeah. I would take out Cavani and I'll take out Matic as well. Probably give maybe, it's not going to happen, but maybe Donny a go. Or if not, maybe... If Donny is not coming, then I think Matic needs to play, but you need to take him off after 60 minutes. The guy has no legs after 60 minutes, but yeah.
So would you start with, so obviously a player like Matic, even though he can't do it for full 90 minutes, he gave us a lot of control in the Aston Villa game. Would you start him in the first half game and then bring on like a, I don't know, maybe, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Then I'll probably bring on, like you said, I think you were going to say Donny van de Beek, but yeah.
Yes.
So if Matic, I would say Matic should start. Fred should start as well, because I think Fred was a good decoy in that midfield. Although, like, he's just running around, but he was doing quite a bit for us, I think. And yeah, get Donny back, get Donny in, and the 65th minute, and just take out Matic, because I don't think he has the legs, and
yeah,
it's too risky.
I agree 100%. Obviously. What are you saying, Sid, bro? Like, what are your thoughts on tomorrow's game? Are you feeling confident? Like, what does this mean with the top four race, man? Because the top four race is looking proper.
Yeah. I would probably say this is like a cup final, man. Because any more games we draw or lose, I think then top four is really done. I feel like we still have like a period of after the winter break, the games we have coming up, we need to win those. We definitely need to win the game tomorrow and the game against West Ham as well. So I think this is a must-win, man, because we've been dropping too many points, man. Like, even under Ragnick, I really expected us to do a lot better, but obviously the team hasn't really shown up. When it comes to the team, is Scott McTominay back for it, or is he still
Scott McTominay is back? Yeah.
I think he's gonna bring him back in, because the problem is the way Ragnick spoke about him was really concerning. So I think he comes back in. and I think Matic gets dropped because of the age, and I think so. I think it is going to be McFred, unfortunately. Uh, I mean, it's not something I like to say, but
Mm,
I think that's going to be the midfield. I think Ronaldo is definitely going to come back. I think
mm,
Ilanga is going to keep his place because he's like spoken really good about him, and I just don't
mhm.
see any reason to bring back Rashford. I think Rashford kind of needs a break, and unless Lindelof is injured, I don't actually think Maguire comes back because once again, I believe it was last week. Radnick was like, "Yeah, Maguire's fit, but this is my team." So
Mm.
hopefully he keeps Lindelof and Varane because I think that's the best pairing we have right now.
I agree 100%. You know what it is? You made a good point as well. You know, with the how Elanga has to play, the thing is, as good as he was going forward, if you actually remember in the game against Aston Villa, he protected Tellers a lot. Like Tellers wasn't getting double teamed like Dallo.
Right,
Thing
right.
is, if you play a player like Rashford on the wings, he's not going to give you that defensive cover. So let's say we played Rashford on the right and then we're playing Dallo. We know Dallo's not the best defensively, but they're just going to be targeting that side. So I don't know how you feel, Robbie. Do you think this is the back four that we have? So uh, Lindelof, Varane, Tellers, Dallo. Do you reckon that's the back four that you'd want to see, or would you change it up a little bit? What were you saying? Oh, you're on mute, by the way.
My bad. I didn't
No.
realize I put myself on mute. Nah, I'll stick with the back four for sure.
Mm,
I think they're doing well, and I think the reason we didn't have to defend as much in the first 60 minutes or so is because our fullbacks were pushing much higher,
yeah.
and we had like a back three sort of thing where Matic just went back into the central defense, and
Hmm.
we were keeping them on their half pretty much near the
Yeah.
halfway line. So why change something when it's not broken, right? So I'm
100%.
happy with the back four.
100%.
Yeah, I think that should be if you bring Maguire in, that there's a risk of it's just he has mistake. Like I rate him as a defender, yeah, but then he has those mistakes which just brings him down to like level zero. He's like extreme. On the days he's good, he's really really good, but on the days he's bad,
He's really
it's
bad.
like it's like why are you even wearing the shirt, right? It's that sort of embarrassing. So look, I'm not going to risk it. I think the partnership at the moment that's going on with the back four is good. Leave it,
Mhm.
and we move, right. We need the 3 points.
100%. I've always said that Varane and Lindelof, I think they're our best partnership defensively. The thing is with Maguire, like you said, Robbie, he's got too many holes in his game. The lack of pace. He always dilly dallies on the ball. He always does that diagonal pass, and it always gets intercepted, which just drives my head mad. But yeah, man, I was going to say United rep. What are your thoughts on the game tomorrow? Like, what are you saying? Are you feeling confident, or what are you trying? What are
Yeah,
you saying, bro?
so obviously I watched the Brentford game. They just played Liverpool on the weekend. They weren't great. They made a lot of errors, and I feel like if we put pressure on them and we
Hmm.
start from the offset, we can definitely get the 3 points because we're in desperate need of the 3 points, especially after the way we dropped 2 points. I feel like we lost that game on the weekend.
Mm.
I mean, to be 2-0 up in what the 67th minute and to go on to draw the game, which is why I don't want us to win 1-0. I want us to put 2-3 past Brentford because it seems like we struggle to control games.
Yep.
Um, in terms of the fact that teams can always get at us at any moment. We're never really in full control of a situation. So
Hmm.
I don't think Brentford will be any easier than Villa are. I know Villa are in good form. Brentford aren't doing as great as they were in the beginning of the season, but I think it'll still be a tough game for us. In terms of the back four, I would definitely keep it the same. Um,
Yes.
I don't see why there'd be any need to fix it. I
Hmm.
just think in terms of the goals we conceded, it was more lapses of concentration from the whole team, especially
Mm.
the Coutinho goal, the
Yeah. Yeah.
tap in. There's like 4 or 5 different instances where it should never have even have gotten into the box. So it started all the way from the midfield and all the way from our press. So yeah, I think
Hmm.
that the back four I would keep it the same. There's no need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
bring Maguire in. Um, yeah, but I know he probably won't do it, but I'd like him to like start with a 4-3-3.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd have Matic at the base, I'd have Fred, and I'd have Bruno just for balance because Fred can do all the running quick across the ground. Matic can drop into that center back role like he was in the last game, progress the ball,
Yeah.
and Fernandez can, you know, create in the final third. Personally, I'd love to see Martial back in. I know it's not going to happen. I think there's a possibility he might be in the squad, but him starting probably won't happen. So I expect to see Alanga on the left. I think Ronaldo will be back. I think he will be back. So we're looking at Alanga, Ronaldo, Sancho, probably. I'd go with something along those lines. But yeah, that's me for the game.
Yeah. You know what it is? Obviously, very good points that you were making. And by the way, I'm not gonna go like, oh, Robbie, you go. You guys can just whenever you want to say something, just say what you want. But in my opinion, you know, when Ralph talks about control, he talks about control a lot. And obviously McTominay was suspended the last game. I know Matic doesn't have the legs for 90 minutes, but if he starts McFred, don't be surprised if we lose that game because there's no control in that midfield with there's no control with that midfield with Fred. So I don't know if it's if I'll be honest, if Ralph does start McFred, then I think that's really dumb. I don't know how you guys feel because like I think Fred's better than McTominay, but I feel like with Fred, when we have the ball, when we have possession, his touch isn't really the best, and he sometimes loses it. He's really good at winning the ball back and pressing, but I would start Matic in this game again because he helped us a lot. Just make sure, because you know what it is. I wouldn't even be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't mind Matic and Donny van de Beek in the same team. Like you can control the game with them two players. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys are feeling with the McFred man because this McFred,
honestly, I don't get what he sees in McTominay. I think what McTominay does is he's a good number 8, so he's good when he gets in the box. So when you play someone like Leeds United or something, he definitely works. But if you're asking him to be a number 6 with Fred, I just don't think it works because none of them have the control and discipline to play in those positions. Like Fred naturally is like a number 8. If you watch Fred, he's really good at what he does. But when you put him as a holding midfielder with McTominay, I just don't think they match together. So I would personally not play McTominay. I would play Matic. That was perfect. The last game, and then have Fred do what he does. And then if you want to substitute McTominay or Van de Beek, you could do that. But I really think he should stick with Matic and Fred.
Matic and Fred. Okay. I think that's a good midfield to be honest. Matic and Fred. And you know what? Sorry, did you want to say something, Robbie? Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not complaining if McTominay and Fred play. The only thing that I see happening is I think Bruno will need to be, he won't have that much of freedom because he'll need to come in and control the midfield as well to help McTominay. Because McTominay, look, he does the hard yard. He can cover the distances. He does your breaking up of plays. The only issue with him is he's not technically gifted as the others, right? The other options that we have, like a Matic or something. Like he doesn't have that much of his passing is more like 2 out of 5 sort of thing. When it comes like 2 out of 5, he'll get it right, and then the other 3 he'll probably lose the ball. If he's back, I think he's going to play. I think Fred might be put down, and Matic might come in. But look, I'm not complaining if those two guys play in it because look, McTominay is a kind. I think he's playing because he shows the passion and the determination that a United player needs, and you can't question him on that. And look, he might not be your Donny van de Beek or whatever, but again, if you look in the past, we've had midfielders like Fletcher, Nicky Butt. O'Shea has played in midfield, right? And nobody has questioned that in the past just because it was Sir Alex. But those guys did a job for a manager, and sometimes you do need 1 or 2 players in the team that do the job, and you don't need those flair. So I think McTominay is that sort of player that does the job for a manager, hence why he's more trusted than any of the other guys. And Matic is just too old. Donny van de Beek, it's a case that I don't know, maybe when he writes an autobiography or something, then we'll find out what happened. But yeah, I'm not complaining if you go McFred. I think it will be a risk, but if he's back, then I think it's going to be McFred for sure. Although I would like to see McTominay and Matic, because I think McTominay gives us his shooting has gone up. He's been scoring goals. So I think if he plays with Matic, he'll be moving more into the box, and I think Bruno will get the freedom to do what he does.
Fair enough. You know what? Obviously, very good points from everyone. You know, I want to talk about a player. Yeah, he's one of my favorites, but I just want to talk about it. Just I want to know what your opinions on this player. Are you guys worried about Jadon Sancho? And before anyone says anything, he's one of my favorite players. I love Sancho. I've always wanted him at Manchester United. I think he's a great player. But I just want to know your guys' opinions. Like, are you guys worried about his form? Or is it because, like, what are you man saying about Sancho? Do you think he should start first of all? And do you want to see him more often on the right-hand side?
Yeah,
With
the
Sancho,
Sancho thing.
you can go. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So with the Sancho thing, I definitely think it's taken him a while to adjust to the league, obviously, which I always knew he would. Even in the Bundesliga, he never really started his seasons off that well. He'd always start picking up in December, and like recently, he's been putting in better performances. He's been hot and cold though, but
Yeah.
I definitely think from a physical point of view, I think he needs to trim down just a bit. Just because the pace of this league,
Yes.
it's a very quick league, and sometimes like he's a bit too slow on the ball, like in the final third, or sometimes like he just needs that extra bit of explosiveness, which is something you can definitely train. I remember against Wolves, there was that one situation where he broke through, and like if it was Rashford, I know Rashford obviously has significantly more pace, and Sancho's not that type of player, but I feel like if he was just a bit more trim, a bit more lean, a bit more agile, he might have gotten through and we would have been 1-0 up, and Wolves is a game that we drop points. But I'm not worried about Sancho, especially if we were to get Ten Hag in the summer, because I feel like
Yeah.
Ten Hag's football would definitely be tailor made to the type of football Sancho would want to play. High base possession team. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like the season is a bit of a write-off for him, but I'm not too
Yeah.
worried about Sancho.
Yeah. What about you, Sid, bro? Like, obviously, United have absolutely drained us with the Sancho saga for about 2 years. So, what
Yeah.
are your thoughts on the Sancho form? Are you worried about it, or do you think he's just adjusting to the league?
Honestly, I think he's like adjusting to the league because you have to think about it. He played in a really good Dortmund team. I'll be really honest. Like the current Dortmund team could actually beat us because the thing in Germany is they focus a lot on tactics and a system. So he was used to playing in a system. When he came to United under Oli, there was clearly no system, no tactics, right? So
Yeah.
for him, that's why he kind of struggled initially. But I think over the past few months, if you had to tell me who was like one of the better players, I would definitely say Sancho. He always the thing with Sancho is he always tries to go forward. He doesn't really try to play, backwards or to the side. He always tries to advance forward. He tries to make the things happen. I think Ragnick really likes him. That's why he keeps playing him. I still think he needs to play on the right hand side because that's what we bought him for.
Yeah.
Greenwood is not a right winger. Greenwood does what a striker does. So I really think for this game you have to bring Sancho back in. You have
Yeah.
to increase his confidence because I think he's a confidence kind of player. So play him on the right with Elanga, and then obviously you can have Ronaldo. But yeah, I honestly think he'll be fine over the next few months. Gradually, when the team's form picks up, I think he'll be doing good as well.
100%. I actually agree with all the points that you made because you know what it is with Jadon Sancho. You know how you mentioned that United rep about explosiveness. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can train that because that's something that's natural. For example, like when you look at players like Grealish, Mahrez, they're not really explosive, but because they carry the ball so well, I think
Yeah,
that's what Sancho is. He
yeah,
carries
they're
the ball well.
not. Yeah,
His decision making is quite good. This league is quite physical and it's quite pacey. So you've got your Adama Traores that are really quick. So fast players really it does benefit them in the Premier League. But with
yeah,
Sancho, I would still want to see him on the right because what I like about Sancho on the right is that he's got a really good cross on him. I like him on the right. He thing is when you play him on the left, I don't mind him playing on the left, but because I think he's really one-footed. You see, like he always uses his right. But yeah, man, there's actually even though he's not got the best of stats, there's a lot of performances like this year that I've actually liked from Sancho. But for me, against tomorrow, like against Brentford, I would love to see Elanga on the left and Sancho on the right. I think that will give us our best
Yeah,
balance. Yeah, and the width. So I don't know how you guys feel
yeah.
about
Balance.
Sancho and Elanga.
Agreed.
Is that what you guys would go
Agreed.
for?
absolutely.
For sure, for sure. I think Sancho, he does have the burst of pace. I think the only problem is right now he's adjusting to the league, right?
Yeah,
And if you look at how he used to play at Dortmund, he was a fast player. He was a quick player. He's the
yeah,
kind of guy who takes on players, quick feet, and you have seen glimpses of that. I think in the times that he's played for United, where he's tried to like come on and he's tried to take on players, do make something happen, right? New player, club in crisis. I don't think we were doing well at the start at all. There's a lot of pressure on him. 73 million people expected him to hit the ground running. Then you got Ronaldo in as well. So it's like, Sancho, Ronaldo. And then people forget that when he joined, you had Rashford, Martial out, and Greenwood out as well, like, if I'm not wrong. And people are depending on him to do everything.
Yeah.
Which you can't. And he's still young. He's like, what, 21, 22 or something?
21,
so, yeah, and he's just come from a Euro thing as well. So there's a lot of factors playing in. Not giving him excuses, but it takes time for people to adjust, right?
Agreed.
And I think he's probably figured out the pressure that he's facing. He thought he could handle it, but I think he's struggling a bit as well, and he's trying too hard sometimes, I feel. But yeah, look, if right now, I think Greenwood, I would stick to Elanga and Greenwood.
Yes.
I think Sancho is better off coming from the bench at the moment. Like, now is the best time to slowly, put him back into the team, try to get him his confidence in the last 20 minutes or so. I think that's what Rangnick is trying to do. The only issue is Greenwood. The reason I'll put Greenwood is because, it's a double-edged sword, but that guy can score from out of nowhere with his left and right. But the problem with him is that he doesn't pass like how, like, he would not. I don't know what happened to his decision-making, but he used to pass, and now he's like, I think maybe the talk with Ronaldo has gone up a bit to his head, where he's like, nah, I have to prove something now. So I don't know whether, I don't think it's a negative effect. I think it's just gone like, nah, now I have to show something. And I don't blame him, right? Like, there's a lot of expectations of him from fans as well. So for him to like try, but yeah, look, if Sancho was in his position, I think he'll be passing it in to Ronaldo or Rashford, and but he doesn't score as many goals as what Greenwood can. So I think I'll stick to Greenwood and Elanga and bring on Sancho maybe in the last 20 minutes. I think that's when he can really turn it up a bit and offer us that extra pace and the crosses when we need it towards the end, right? When the bodies are tired and whatnot.
Yeah, the only issue with Mason is that he might not give you the defensive cover like Elanga. So
he does. He actually does that. I think that's something that's under, like, okay, maybe this season not as much, but if you look at the two guys who actually always gave Greenwood's, I think that defensive thing actually dropped quite a lot last season. But before that, he was actually running back. And I think that's why Dan James was preferred to him, because Dan James offered that protection, right? And I think even Rashford did it as well when he played with Luke Shaw. But I think this time around, I think everyone, all the forwards, I don't think many of them are actually running back. I've seen Ronaldo doing that once, where he ran all the way back just to defend and he tried to get something on. But look, that winger situation where they're not going back or they're being a bit too selfish, I think it's consistent throughout, where they're just trying to overdo. I think they're just trying to overshine Ronaldo at the moment.
Yeah, 100% agree. Obviously, we'll move on to the Pogba. Obviously, Pogba just came back finally. Obviously, if everyone doesn't know, he's my favorite player. And Robbie, you definitely know this. Pogba is my favorite player at this club. I'm happy that he's here. Forget about the contract situation. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think he's going to give us a lift. I think he's really going to help us. He's going to give us that creativity that we lack, because I feel like if you're pinning it all on Bruno Fernandes, he's just going to force it a lot. So with Pogba, I think it will lift the team. Sid, how are you feeling about Pogba coming back in training? Like, do you reckon that's going to lift the team up, or what are you saying?
Honestly, yeah, Pogba's my favorite player ever since he joined us. Like, everyone says he's been a flop, but if you go through the statistics, other than a few seasons where he's been injured, he's actually done the best he can with the team with him.
Yeah.
So I think with Pogba coming back, like before, obviously I think the manager spoke about him being out till like February, like probably he'd come back in March. By then I was like, yeah, top four is probably going to be like really impossible. But if he comes back in Feb, like it's expected to be, I think after the winter break, I can actually see us getting top four. Because what happens with Pogba is, if you've seen him last year as well, he always gave the team a lift. So what he does is he gives everyone a lift around him. So the media can say what they want about him, they can keep talking about him. But if you actually go to every player at Man United, they would probably say they respect Pogba the most, because he's that type of leader which I haven't seen from anyone else. Like, he can actually bring everyone together. He seems like a player who can bring everyone together. So I feel like the moment Pogba comes back, either next to McTominay, Fred, Matic, or even with Bruno, I just think the creativity is going to increase. Someone who can actually pass the ball to Ronaldo, because right now we're just not able to get to. I feel like Ronaldo is waiting for someone to give him the ball. He's
Exactly.
constantly having to he's constantly having to come back at times to receive the ball himself. So once Pogba comes back, I think passing is going to improve. I think we're going to create a lot more chances for strikers. And
Yeah,
I just think the creativity has been missing for a long time. So he works
100%.
with Bruno or even behind Bruno. I just think our output's going to increase and we actually would have more chances to score goals.
You
Spot
know,
on from Sid. Spot on from Sid.
he would suit the 4-2-2-2-2. Do you know that?
He
He would actually
100%.
suit perfectly in the
100%.
4-2-2-2.
I see that.
I think that might be the formation that unlocks the Pogba that we are looking for in terms of consistency, right? I think he it's good that he's back, but he's only going to be back I think after the international break, and I think we
Yeah.
might have Martial back in the team as well, temporary. I think from what it seems like. Oh, by the way, yeah, Victor is never confident. Anyway, he's never confident. Um,
Big up Victor, by the way. Big up all
Big
the
up
time.
Victor, yeah, and Nabil as well. Now, yeah, look, he's back. I'm glad he's back. Do I want him to play? Obviously, yes, I do. Do I think he'll stay? I think I think it just came out in the Twitter and I shared it up as well. It said something that he had a chat up with Pogba for an hour after the training, and they were like, "Look, Pogba wants to play at his best," which he said all along. So I'm not going to question that. But I think he said he's probably going to make his decision at the end of the season.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there
Yeah.
are reports that PSG is also talking to him on the side.
Yeah.
So we need to bring the FA Cup back in.
Listen, I hope so.
We need FA Cup. I think FA Cup might convince him with the new manager. If I'm gonna, I'm optimistic, isn't it? So I'm gonna say like, look, Champions League, let's do it. Bring Champions
Why
League and
not?
let Pogba stay.
Big up Victor. Big up Victor, by the way. Marshall playing tomorrow. I don't think so.
Uh,
I hope he is, but I don't think so. But big up Harris, by the way. Big up to you. What's your prediction for tomorrow? We'll cover the prediction towards the end, but yeah, big up for commenting. Pogba back after international break, hopefully. Yeah, just like Robbie said. Yeah. Robbie, I am confident in the players. Give 100% on the pitch.
I think he's joking there. He's being sarcastic. I don't think Victor
yeah.
believes that.
Pogba will not stay if he doesn't guarantee trophies. The thing is with Pogba, all he's ever wanted from Manchester United is just to win trophies. That's all he's wanted. That's why he came here. And he's not really, obviously, the team and the club haven't fulfilled his promises. And I don't know whether Pogba's going to be like, right, he's how old is he now? 28, 29?
I think he's gonna turn 29 in a month.
Yeah, so this is like prime years now, prime Pogba. If you think about it, because with the Euros, he was really good in the Euros, and I think that's his peak now. He's hitting his peak. He is quite injury prone, I'll be honest.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but he is a player that we all saw what he did at the start of the season when he was playing in the advanced
Amazing.
role. He was giving us creativity, and you know what you said, Robbie, when you in the 4-2-2. I don't know where you would play him, but I wouldn't play him in the two holding midfielders. I'd play him on the advanced role on the left. You know where you
I would play him at the back. You know why? Because then him and Bruno can switch. And also, if you play Matic you have to play someone like Matic or Fred next to him so that he can push up a bit. Because I feel like he can create those chances or spray the balls to the wings for our forwards and also the two wingers, right? So if I would play him at the two holding, and then obviously at the front you got your Ronaldos, you got your Greenwoods and your Sanchos and
with Matic though. With Matic, you would play him.
Yeah, with Matic or Fred, I think that will be the best for him because look, he can defend, and in that 4-2-2, even Bruno can come back and defend, right? So he'll get some defensive support as well, and then after that you can. And then you can get him to play counter-attack balls, right? Quick balls forward. If you play him up at the front, the problem is then you have to drop. Who do you drop? You have to sacrifice either a Greenwood or a Sancho or a Elanga, right? And you don't want that.
I'd probably sacrifice maybe Elanga.
Yeah, but then you sacrifice that, but then you take away the speed as well for technicality. So you got two slow players, Pogba up there. But I mean, Pogba is fast, but he's not as quick as Elanga or a Sancho or a Rashford. And if you got Ronaldo up there as well with Cavani, let's say, then we are totally lacking the speed. So Pogba playing there becomes useless again. So I rather have.
I think he'll help us a lot. You know, when we're coming across teams that are low block, I think Pogba is that type of, I think Pogba's that type of player that would help us unlock that low block. So you know how you've got your fast players. Let's say they're not really doing anything against I don't know who parks the bus, Burnley or something. I wouldn't. I think Pogba will help us in that type of game. But yeah, I don't know how you guys feel, but I am excited that he's back. I just want him just to play his best football now, because I think he'll really, because if he can help us get top 4 and get like a trophy. Oh yeah. Also, we really need him in the Champions League, by the way, because that Atletico Madrid team is not going to be easy to beat, and we all know how they play. So having a type player like Pogba in that team will help us drastically. But yeah, man. Obviously, we just covered the Pogba. Well, listen, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I don't know if this is true, but I'm hearing these McGinn interests, and you know what? I turned off Twitter straight away because listen, I know our listen.
Wasn't the last time you turned off Twitter, was it?
I just couldn't. As soon as I saw John McGinn, I was like, no.
No, that's enough.
But you know what's crazy, by the way? I feel like we're at that stage where, because our midfield is so bad, they'll take anyone who's half decent. But when we're Man United, though, like, we're not a team that's gonna let's be honest, by the way, Robbie and Sid, John McGinn, are you like, come on?
Look, I'll have him as a temporary solution because he's Premier League proven, and I think he's a ball carrier, and he can play as a holding. I think he holds up the midfield pretty well as well. So I think with him coming in, it might be a blessing in disguise in terms of. But then the problem is we have Donny van de Beek, who's similar to him. So I'd rather not have McGinn then. Like, you don't need McGinn if you have Donny van de Beek. There's no point. Unless you take out Matic or you sell away Matic or a McTominay or Fred or someone, I don't know. But he's similar to your Freds and your...
He's very similar to Fred, yes. He is very similar.
In my view. And very similar to Donny as well, because he attacks a lot as well. So I think he'll be all right in terms of Premier League proven. He doesn't need time to adjust. He might kick off. He might even be like that, the underrated squad player that we want to just balance things out on the pitch. Bellingham, Rice, Bissouma, those, I don't know when that will happen, but yeah.
Listen, Victor, those are the type of midfielders we need.
Football Manager. Might as well go Football Manager, man. That's where dreams come true, right?
Listen, John McGinn, respectfully, do you guys think the only reason we're interested in him is because of Darren Fletcher?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just think that it stinks of him trying to impose himself as a technical director. He probably said, because I think there was an interview like last year or something, which he did, where he was like, the interest from the club comes all the way from Sir Alex to Ollie, and we don't care about the price, but this is my thinking. I'm like, Aston Villa are not a club to play with. You saw how hard it took for Grealish to leave Aston Villa. It took a whole public statement, like £100 million just to get Grealish off Villa. I think if we try going for McGinn, it's going to be 60-70 million, because let's say if you're not able to make Champions League, Villa would just be like, that's fine. You're pretty much competing for us. You're pretty much competing with us for a Champions League spot anyway. So why should we sell you McGinn? So I don't actually think it's going to be an easy deal to do. I feel like if you're going to get someone, first of all, we need a CDM, and secondly, we need to get out of the UK market. We need to go to Europe.
Yes.
Because in Europe, that's where you get people like Ndidi, Kante. All of these players came from these small clubs in France, Germany, Italy. I feel like we need to go back to the European market. We need to trust our scouts in Europe. I just feel like there's this bias within the club, and I think that kind of ties in with even decision making. Like I keep mentioning, Dan Fletcher is in the year of Ralf Rangnick. That is not a good thing to see on the pitch.
100%. You know what it is with them. When you mentioned players like Kante and Ndidi, there's so many midfielders. Like, for example, Chouameni. He's probably he's such a good player, very complete player.
Right.
We should be all over him. And you know how, Robbie, you said McGinn's a Premier League proven player. If you want to go with that route, you've got players like Ruben Neves. You've got players like Bissouma, who are probably better than McGinn. Actually, no, they are better than McGinn.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why we keep going for.
No, I think it's just a media thing, isn't it? It's like everyone knows it's all over the news. Like, we need a centre mid. Like everyone knows that we need a center. It's not a hidden thing, right? Even now, when you look at it, it's everyone saying, "Oh, United board is discussing whether they need a centre mid or not," and then you see Ragnick still wants to push for a centre mid. So I think the McGinn is just he's like just someone putting it out there just for the sake of either a contract or something. Probably, I don't think we are really going to get McGinn. If we get McGinn, I'm not going to complain. I'm like, at least you got to play with character and someone who fights on the pitch, right? That's what you want, and I've seen that from him when he plays for Aston Villa. Is he the permanent solution? No. Is he your first choice? Definitely not. Because you got a bit of better younger players out there who can do it.
Yes.
But will I be surprised if we get him? Not really, because it's just I think they're just going to go down to the route where it's like proven or not. But again, I don't see him signing in Jan. I doubt that will happen. I think if it goes down to summer, I think that's where Ragnick will start looking at the players. I think he's already doing that, and I think there's been the Leipzig guy, right? I think he was on
Haidara.
And I think Haaland as well has come out and said that he needs to make a decision quickly now, because Dortmund is pushing him. So you never know. Maybe they're already working on those deals behind the scenes, and right now we might not even get a centre mid. Who knows? Since Pogba is coming back, I don't think we'll probably get a centre mid down in the summer when the situation is more clear with the contracts, the players, and who's leaving and who's staying. Because look, potentially we're going to lose Meta, we're going to lose Matic, we're going to lose Donny, we're going to lose Pogba. That's 4 players gone right
Lingard,
there. And well, 5 players, right? 4, and then Bailly as well. So we got like what, 7 players right there. 5 of
maybe
them,
even more.
5 of them are midfielders. Yeah, 5 midfield, 1 forward, 1 defense, right? So you never know. We might end up getting decent players in place of them, or decent backups with Pogba and Donny staying, and then you got a youngsters coming up like your Zacharias and the Leipzig guy.
Haidara,
Haidara.
Sorry, go on, Karen.
Yeah, and maybe Fred. I think Fred and McTominay might. I think McTominay will definitely stay. I don't see him going. I think Fred might go. So
you think so?
Ronaldo will leave if we are not in the Champions League. That's for 100%. Sure. If we don't win anything, but then again, he's come and said he wants United back at the top. So I think he might just stay on for his contract, which is 2 years, I think. And then if we still don't win anything at the end of the 2 seasons, he might go like, look, I can't help this club anymore.
Okay, because you know what? Speaking of midfielders, like Fabrizio Romano, I'm not sure when he tweeted this, but I saw this on Twitter. He said, Man United have still not decided on a midfielder. Now, does this worry you, or do you reckon that we'll end up with a midfielder towards the end of the transfer window? Because I don't know if the club is not trying to sign one, because let's say if they sign Haidara and then they get a manager like Ten Hag, and Ten Hag's like, oh, I don't really want Haidara. Right. Do you reckon that's what they're doing, or they're just being greedy?
Honestly, if I'm being honest, it has to do. I think a lot of it has to do with the new manager. I think I saw an article that said they want a manager in before the end of the season, or at least they want to finalize it. But I think another thing that, I mean, let's be honest with the Glazers, right?
Yeah.
For one deal, it takes them the entire month. The whole thing with Bruno Fernandes as well, right? That we were interested in him at the start of January, and at the end of January we signed him. So this, honestly, I still believe we might get a midfielder in the last week. Typical Pelly. I mean, all they want to do is save money, right? So I can see someone come in last week, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's on loan. So someone like a Hector Herrera or something, just so they can say, oh yeah, we have this CDM who can work for the short term. I don't see us go out. For some reason, I don't see us getting Haidara, because I saw some news that said that his release clause only comes in the summer, the 40 million euros. So Leipzig could definitely be like, okay, if you want him so bad, you got to pay 50 or 60, because in the summer you can get him for this, but we don't want to lose him. We want to qualify for Champions League as well. So I can see us getting in either a midfielder like Zakaria, like deadline day or something, or possibly like a midfielder like on loan.
Because you know what it is like? We need a midfielder, but we also don't have a full-time manager. And you've got Haidara saying that Manchester United is a dream club for me. I would love to play that. And he's a very much Ralph type of player. So it's kind of annoying how, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense, man. I don't know what the route they're trying to go, but yeah. Let me just read the comments for a bit. Victor Liang says, I want Maguire to leave so bad, but it will never happen. Victor, I'm with you there. The Ronaldo deal was done 24 hours, by the way. Why can't we do the same thing, 24-hour deals? Listen.
Sorry, Martial is traveling with the squad.
Is he?
Say that again?
Martial is traveling with the squad to Brentford.
Yes. Vamos.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on.
That's a bit surprising. I thought he was going to be left out again.
Yeah,
No,
Ralph
they said he's resolved. They said he's resolved the issues now. All good in the
Right.
hood.
Yeah. Victor Liang's, yeah. Go on,
Because
bro.
I actually want to comment on that. I feel like for the sake of Martial and the club, I still think he's going to leave, by the way, because unless he starts, he's going to be like, I don't want nothing to do with this team. I think United have to look strong because if you make sure a player doesn't travel with the traveling squad, all the clubs can be like, what are you talking about paying all his wages or giving a loan fee? You guys don't consider him an important player. So I think for the sake of United, they need to pretend that he's the important part. And then I still feel at the end of the window he's gonna get his move because I feel like Juventus want him. I believe Sevilla want him. I believe Barcelona. So I feel like there's gonna be some team out there that recognizes how good Martial is, and definitely I think he's gonna leave at the end of the window.
100%. Victor Liang says Martial and Ronaldo are both included in the Man United squad to face Brentford. Can I just say, Victor, them two players up front is the answer. I hope everyone listen. They are the answer.
Link up, play.
Yes, because Ronaldo, let's be honest, as good as he is when it comes to goal scoring, he needs support. He needs someone that's going to hold up the ball and then pass to him. Ronaldo and Cavani, they don't work. They're two poachers. They don't really work, and they're both occupying the same space in the box. Martial will drop deep, help out with the players, and we'll just feed them. As long as we have creators around Ronaldo,
Right.
I think that's what's going to happen. And Victor says Newcastle United are in advanced talks with Seville for Diego Carlos of Brazil. Fee being discussed at the region of 30 million. Look at this, Man United. Listen, I don't think we should be looking at centre backs right now, but I hear what you're trying to say, Victor, is because there's how everyone's getting these deals done. Facts, Ahmed. I love the combo, Martial and Ronaldo. Listen, I think that's the combo to go. And obviously on the screen, you guys can see Juventus are interested in Martial, as revealed yesterday. No direct contacts with Man United yet. They're just keeping tabs on potential costs of the loan, deal, salary plus loan fee. What do you guys make of this, by the way, from the Romano tweet with Martial?
If he leaves, man. I think it's the best solution for him. Like my case is clear on him. He hasn't performed when there was pressure or competition for his place. I think he's always sort of let us down in that sense. He's produced moments, obviously, when there's no competition for his place, and that's when you have Rashford and Greenwood next to him. Right now, I'm like, look, if he leaves, we get some money on him. That's good. It's good for him as well. I think it's been 7 years since he's been at the club.
Yeah.
He hasn't been as consistent
7,
he hasn't lived up to his potential, I believe. Not that the managers and the board helped him, but I think it's good for the club and for him to just go and be happy. I guess I think he'll probably end up being your Diego Forlan or your Memphis Depay sort of thing, where he goes somewhere else and he'll probably do well. He'll find his form and he'll find a place where he's the first choice, pretty much. And I think he's linked to Seville, right? He's linked to Seville.
Yeah.
Juventus, I don't think he'll go to Juventus unless Dybala leaves. And I think Dybala is being tracked by Inter Milan at the moment.
Honestly, when it comes to Martial, I think he will get a move either to Sevilla, Juventus. I think the only good thing out of this is at least if he has a really good season with any of those clubs, we actually get some money because I feel like as a club,
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. As a club, we struggle to sell someone like Andres Pereira. I mean, this again comes back to the board and them being greedy. If someone's giving you 7 million for Andres Pereira, you take the money and run because we know he has no value, right? He has no value. So the fact that we're asking for 10 million, more than 10 million. So the fact that if Martial can perform well for another club, we can get back some money. Because when it comes to selling, I think the last time I've said, United have done a good job selling a player was actually Daniel James. So, I mean, other than that, I cannot think the last time we've made a profit on a player or at least done a respectable sale. So I think if you can get back some money for Martial, 40 million or whatever, I think that's best for all parties.
100%, I agree with you. You know what? I just want to look at this from what's it called? I think I've not seen this on Twitter. Hang on a second.
Oh my god! Sorry, I think Aston Villa or someone have offered 30 million for Basuma.
Oh really?
Wow.
Yeah, got rejected.
Yeah,
that would have been a good deal.
That'll be a good deal, to be honest. But you know what's crazy?
Donny's having a chat with Ragnick again. Sorry.
Oh my god, man! But you know what's crazy? It says here, looks like Ralph and Pogba have been having some chats.
Wow.
It says here, Ragnick, I've had a long conversation with him, Pogba, for more than an hour after the training session.
Yeah,
a very good conversation. Sorry, what did you say, Robbie?
No, that was the one I was telling you earlier, where he had a conversation.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah, he's committed himself until the end of the season. He's explained to me that he wants to be the best possible Paul Pogba that he can be. Listen, bro, that's music to my ears, man. Like, listen, everyone's doubting Pogba's his commitment, but he has never once done a Harry Kane. He's never done a Harry Kane. He's never not turned up for training. Paul Pogba is a professional. He's a good player. And yeah, man, this misconception. Listen, the British media, they should have some shame, man. The way how they've been targeting.
Terrible.
Yeah, man. But hang on, what else? Wait, Martial and so it looks obviously Martial and Ronaldo in the lineup. Do you see them starting, by the way? So now Martial's travelled with the squad. Do you think he'll feature on the bench?
I think Martial might start, but I don't think Ronaldo will start. I think Ronaldo's going to come off the bench, or Ronaldo might get subbed off early. Okay. By the way, big up Victor. I think he was saying his bye. He's probably they had to left out in the comments. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, big up to the show. Heading out. Enjoy the show, Ahmed, Robbie, and said, listen, Victor, thanks for always commenting, bro. Take care of yourself, bro. Big up. But yeah, what were you saying, Robbie?
Yeah, I think Martial might not start. He might be on the bench, I believe. But I think Ronaldo will start for sure.
Most definitely.
Oh, you think Ronaldo will start then?
But he'll be subbed off earlier because he's coming back from a hip injury, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think, by the way, Ralph is gonna do the 4-2-2 again?
No.
I think he's stick to like 4-2-3-1. I feel like
4-2-3-1.
Because I think he used that. Did not use that against
Aston Villa.
I think he used a 4-2-3-1, right?
Yeah. He's been using 4-2-3-1 when we attack, and then he switches to 4-5-1 when they have
defend.
The ball.
Right.
Yeah. When we're out of possession, basically.
You know what? For the end towards the end of the show, I'm just going to do a lineup, and we'll just talk about the players that we want to see tomorrow or what we think the lineup is going to be. So hang on, let me just share the screen here.
Sure.
Hang on a second. Share screen. Go on Chrome. There we go. Right. Okay. Can you guys see that, by the way?
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, right. Listen, I like doing this, by the way. Listen. Oh, what were we saying for people? What were we saying for the goalkeeper, by the way? Are you guys happy with De Gea?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, no question, man.
No question.
Dean Henderson can leave.
Oh, he needs to leave, I think.
You know what's crazy, by the way? Sorry, go on, Sid. Sorry, go on.
I honestly have a feeling Henderson was one of the leakers because I think there was news that came out. I think it was from a YouTube channel. Someone had a good source that said Dean Henderson actually stormed out of training because,
Oh, really?
He was because he was upset that he wasn't selected for the cup game against Villa. So, and then I think the manager said that, I'm sticking with De Gea, and I think he just walked out of training. So I think that guy, needs to be sold because what happens is when you have a few players, acting up like that, I think it just infects, the entire team. So I think if someone could offer 30 million for Henderson tomorrow, I'll take the money and just.
I'll 100% take it as well. But you know what's crazy with De Gea? I know he's a very good keeper. I like him a lot. I'm just trying to give both sides. Does it concern you about his distribution, by the way? Because against Aston Villa, he was quite poor. What are you guys saying about De Gea? Or do you think we shouldn't worry about it too much?
No, we signed De Gea. Look, not all keepers are going to be perfect, right? If you look at Edison and you look at what's his name, Ellison, I think they're good. They're good play distributors and they can play with the ball at their feet, right? But when it comes to shot stopping, I think yes, they're good, but I think De Gea still beats them on it.
100%.
And I think, yeah, if Henderson leaves, I don't really care anymore because look, no player is bigger than the club. And De Gea has shown, he had a dip in form. Everyone wanted him out of the club. Right now, he's
Right.
saving the season. He's single-handedly reducing the goals for us. So he's back in form. He deserves that number one place. And I'm
100%.
not. And I think if you look at his distribution, it's not as, yes, it's questionable at times, but I think he's pretty good when it comes to him starting off the counter attacks, his throws and his kicks. So I feel maybe, yeah, not concerned, man. Not concerned about the
I
distribution.
hear
of
that. 100%. So obviously, David De Gea in there. What are you guys saying for the fullbacks? Do you want to see Tellers and Dallo then? Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably
Yeah.
stick with that because I mean those guys have probably had one bad game. But other than that, I feel like at least they fit in the system that Ragnick wants to play. So there's no reason to drop them.
I actually like Tellers. You know what it is with Tellers, by the way? A lot of people have written Tellers off. Against Aston Villa at the start in the first half, he was one of our bright players. He was going
100%.
Yeah, his crossing ability is very good. The thing is that obviously I'm not a Luke Shaw fan. I don't rate him at all. But the thing is what Luke Shaw has over Alex Tellers is that Luke Shaw he's better when he's driving with the ball, whereas with Tellers he's more likely to look for the cross. But at the end of the day, I think Tellers offers you more going forward because I think Luke Shaw he doesn't overlap all the time. But yeah, I'm happy with Tellers and Dallo. So the centre back partnership. Listen, are we saying Varane and Lindelof? We don't want to see
100%.
I
Maguire
think
cannot come back.
Dallo is injured. He's not traveled with the squad apparently.
Oh no way!
I don't know. It hasn't come out. I just posted it on the chat for you guys.
Is he not there?
He's not in the names.
Wow. I mean, who knows? Hopefully he's
Well,
traveling.
Wan-Bissaka's not there as well, though.
Yeah.
that's
Wan-Bissaka is
interesting.
injured. So I think Dallo might be a 50-50. But
I hope so.
On the Tellers and Shaw thing, Tellers is good.
I like Tellers a lot.
Shaw does take on players, but I think with Rashford being injured and with him not having a person that he's synced with as he was with Rashford, I don't think his overlapping runs were that often at the start of the season. But I think towards the end now, if you saw, he started to do that again, and you could see he's coming back, but he got injured again. So anyways, I'm happy to stick with Tellers and Dallo at the moment.
100%.
100%. I agree with you. Let me just put in Lindelof. No, not Blind. There we go, Lindelof. Listen, I wish we had.
I think Jones might play.
Really?
Say that again, Robbie.
It might be Jones and Varane, I think.
Oh wait, has Lindelof not travelled with the squad? He
has, but I think Jones might start.
Okay. Maybe he might do. You never know. He might do a.
I don't mind it. I feel like Jones, he's not the worst defender like people say. He's just really injury prone.
Okay. So what are we saying for the double pivot, by the way? What do you guys? This is the big question, man. The double pivot.
I have a feeling it's going to be McTominay and Matic because I just think in the eyes of Ragnick, McTominay is like undroppable. I actually don't think he'll stick with McFred because against Brentford, a team that presses, that's really aggressive, they're hungry players. I really don't think you can have McFred in that midfield because I think we're going to lose the midfield back. So I think it's going to be Matic and then McTominay.
What about you, Robbie? Do you agree with Sid, or would you put someone else instead of them two players he just mentioned?
As much as I would like to say what we discussed, I think it's going to be McFred is back.
Oh, okay.
Because look, the reason being, right, your Matic is old. He's 34, 35. I don't think he'll expect him to play 2 games within 3 days or 4 days. Has it been 4 days or 3 days? It seems really long. Look, if it's more than 3 days, I think Matic will play. But if it's like less than that, I think it's going to be back to McFred. McTominay is playing for sure. I don't know who's the other 100%. One to be with him.
So, oh my God. Okay,
I think it's going to be McFred.
It has to be McFred. Obviously, the number 10 is
no one can take that away from him. Put his name in.
Oh, absolutely.
Legend in making.
No, listen.
Bro, I'm telling you, this guy deserves whatever contract you want to give him. Like he's
I don't know about contract. I don't know.
I agree with Ahmed. I'm not sure about the contract. I mean, how much will this
like I think they're discussing the contract now or something because I think it's 2 years left or 3 years left now. But
Guys, guys, like look at this. Look at the midfield three that we have. You've got Bruno, who likes to be ahead of the striker, and you've got Fred and McTominay. That they're not number sixes, bro. That midfield
is a disaster.
this is the midfield that got us to the semi-finals and finals and second place. You can't complain.
No, listen. I don't want second place or semi-finals.
I would argue that was Pogba. That was Pogba.
I want trophies, man. I'm
facts. You can't run away from the fact that these three guys right there got us to the semi-finals and got us to the best position in the league that we've had.
Oh my days! But you know
and
what's
they
crazy?
also lost us the final, so and one of them didn't play when we lost the final. That was the funny
That's
part.
true.
But you know what's
was Fred.
Yeah, it's crazy because you know how Robbie, you put that on the comments of the people who travelled. Sancho's not in there.
Is he?
Yeah, I think Sancho is also not in there. I think they're probably coming in the second bus or something.
They might come in the second bus. I don't think there's anything wrong with Sancho.
Okay, so what were we saying for the two wide players? Do we think Elanga has to start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely play Elanga. There's no reason to drop him.
I really did like his performance, Elanga.
100%.
Elanga, is he even?
He offered more than Rashford did, so most.
Yeah, 100%. So
I wouldn't go that far comparing a guy who's coming back from injury and a guy who's been playing quite often now. So let's not go there. That's a trigger point for me. Compare them and they're both fit and fine and 100%. That's when we can talk about it.
Robbie's not having it. Listen, Rashford, if you ever want a lawyer, make sure to hit up Robbie.
If any player wants a lawyer, I'm there. I'm backing each and every player, no matter what.
Listen,
until they take off the United jersey, then I'm not supporting them anymore.
Yeah,
it's the club.
You know what's crazy? On the right hand side, what are we saying? Would you guys want to see Sancho or Mason? Because I would rather Sancho. But what do you guys?
I'll put Sancho, but
for me, right? If Ronaldo plays, I want Sancho. If Cavani plays, I want Greenwood.
Yeah.
No, but we're going off like what's the most likely what Ralph is gonna pick.
If Ralph is gonna play, I don't think he's gonna play Sancho. I think he's gonna go with Greenwood and Ronaldo up top.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Oh, bro, guys, I'm not liking this team.
Yeah, because I don't think Greenwood works with Ronaldo. I just there's something missing there between them. I couldn't tell you because I'm not there. I'm not a fly on the wall, but there's something going on. Like I just think. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys have seen like Ronaldo's interview, but he was going after the young players a lot. Like I just think there's something between them. Like there's just something going on.
100%. So would you say, guys, for Ronaldo, he's more likely to start than Martial?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is the team. You got De Gea, Lindelof, Varane. The back five I'm happy with. It's just the rest of the team apart from
right.
your favorite two midfielders, isn't it?
Nah, listen, they're not my favorite. Listen, you know what? I actually don't mind Fred. I'll be honest, I don't mind Fred. It's just McTominay.
If we win a trophy, just imagine if we win a trophy this season, right? It will be written in the history that we won a trophy with the midfield of McFred.
It's just like impossible to think, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Just imagine, this season, 2021 season, we go down maybe 5-6 years down the road, we win an FA Cup. People are going to be like, how did you win the FA Cup or how did you come top 4 in the league? We didn't play Donny van de Beek. We didn't play Sancho.
You know what's crazy? Obviously, this is the team. I hear what you're saying, Robbie, but this is the team what Ralph is going to pick. I'm just going to give you my team real quick. Listen, I'm just going to give you my team.
Sorry, can I say something? I think he'll drop Elanga and he'll play Cavani and Ronaldo.
Cavani and Ronaldo. Oh, that's
then the whole formation goes for.
So Ronaldo goes left. So I think Ronaldo will be pushed down to left like he was before, and then Cavani will be pushed out.
Oh wow!
But you know what's crazy? This is. I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but let me just take off. Let me get rid of this. Right, this is what I.
Thank you.
This is what I want to see. Right, I don't know how you guys are going to think about this, but hear me out. I might be onto something here. Give me 1 second.
That won't work. I know what you're going for. That won't work.
Just give me 1 second.
No, you can't take Bruno. You can't take out Bruno. That's just violation. You're just violating.
No, hear me out. Just hear me out.
He's our top goal scorer this season. Are you seriously telling me you're going to take out Bruno?
I would love this team, by the way. I would love this team. I wouldn't mind this team.
Right, guys. Before you guys.
Wait, no. I'm not going to let you have it. Sorry, it's your show, but I'm not going to let you just pass like that with any breaks, man. how can you take out a guy who's our top scorer at the moment, one of the most like you give him a chance, he'll score you a goal. You're taking him out for a guy who's not been consistent, who's never taken us out of a trash bin. Ronaldo has taken us out of a trash bin. So has Bruno. And now you're putting in the likes of Martial. Like, what the hell?
Hear me out.
Like,
Robbie, hear
even
me out.
if Cavani, I would be like, you know what? That's fine.
No,
But
just,
Ronaldo, like for Martial, now that's why you're violating, man.
just hear me out. Just you know what? Hear me out in this, by the way. I hear what you're saying. I do disagree, but just can you name me one player in this team that doesn't know how to keep the ball? Actually, maybe Fred. But other than that, just look at this team, Robbie. Just forget about like. Listen, I know you.
Okay, no. Okay, look at. If I tell you two names, right, and you
Okay.
tell me that those guys don't know how to kick a ball as good as the ones on the pitch, Ronaldo and Bruno, are you telling me that they're not as good as the 11 that are on the pitch?
No, but look at the balance of this team that I just showed you.
How is Bruno not balancing the team? What are you talking about?
He doesn't balance the team.
Oh my God! Get out of here, man! Seriously.
No, but listen.
Bruno doesn't balance the team, really.
Okay, you know what? We'll go to Sid. Sid, right? Look at this team that I
Alright.
built.
Yeah, he'll probably agree with you.
No.
Right.
I do agree that you would have to have Ronaldo up top because I have a really good feeling that Pogba and Ronaldo work really well. That link up is,
Okay.
I mean,
You know,
I can't even tell you how good that link up will be once Pogba comes back. But the problem is that I don't mind having Bruno in that 10 role, but I still feel like Van de Beek would work in the system.
okay,
I mean,
you
I
know
would
what?
give Van de Beek a chance, you know.
You know what, Robbie? Just to make you a bit happy.
You know
Put
what
it
I
on
would
the
do?
back.
I'll tell you what I would do, right? I would take off Matic. So take off Matic, put Pogba down.
Yeah, I mean, that could work as well. I feel like this team could definitely work.
Swap Matic and Pogba. So Matic goes out, put Ronaldo back in, and then you can put whoever you want on the left hand side. I don't care.
Okay, hang on. So you want to take off Matic? Really?
Yeah, I'll put Pogba
But
in.
then I don't know if Pogba and Van de Beek can play in the
Van de Beek and Donny.
Van de Beek can play CDM. Van de Beek can play 6, 8, 10. He said, yeah,
I'm
6,
just
8,
not,
and
I'm not
10.
sh-
I'm pretty sure Van de Beek can play CDM.
But listen, I'm just gonna listen. Hang on. Then
You know what?
And you can put your Martial on the left to make yourself happy, and then you can put Ronaldo up top. I think that this is a good team.
I think this team would be really good. I can see us doing really well with this.
You can see the pivot as well. Like Pogba and Donny can take turns to go up and down, and then you can both of them can spray the balls. Both of them can make the runs. You'll get a good diamond pivot.
This team is getting us top 4. I mean, without question. I mean,
you know what's crazy about this team, guys? By the way, look at the right hand side. You've got Dallo, you've got Donny, and you've got Sancho. Them three players, and then you've got Pogba. We all know how Pogba links up with Martial. Then you've got Bruno. Then you've got Ronaldo. Listen, you know what? Because it's Robbie's debut, can we agree on this team?
I'll actually make one more change, but you'll get
no. Ooh, I can.
You know who I'm bringing on for the left hand side? I'm going to bring on my boy.
Don't even. Marcus Rashford.
I'm going to bring him on. You can't. He scored 20 plus goals in the last 2 seasons, guys.
He doesn't deserve to start. Based off this season, he doesn't deserve to start.
Based on this season, Martial doesn't deserve to start.
Yeah, but Martial hasn't even played though. So
yeah, but where has Rashford played? What the hell? Rashford's just come back from an injury.
You know what? Listen,
why do you add context to the players that you guys like, but then the players you don't like, you don't give any context whatsoever, and you just say,
but hear me out, people. Yeah, you know what, Leah? Everyone in the comment section, would you prefer this team or the one that Robbie preferred? Right? And we'll see what the people say. And lastly, before end of the show, give me your guys' predictions. And after that, make sure you tell the people where they can find you, obviously, because the show has been amazing. So big up. So what are your predictions, by the way, Robbie, for tomorrow's game? Just to finish off.
Mine is still 1-0, man. United 1-0. I think we're gonna.
Who's gonna score? Martial off the bench?
No. It's gonna be Viva Ronaldo or Bruno. Actually, I want Bruno to score. You know why? So that he shuts you up. I want Bruno to score.
Listen, I've criticized Bruno a lot this year, but I gave him his credit against against Aston Villa. I gave him his credit. But yeah, what are you saying, Sid? What's your prediction against?
I'd rather have. Sorry, Sid. Actually, I want Rashford to come off the bench and score.
Ooh,
just for you.
Yeah, man. Listen, That's funny. That's still. What are you saying, Sid? What's your prediction?
I can actually see us winning 2-0 or something because if we stick with the back five, I think we're going to be solid. I still think Aston Villa were definitely a better team, and when you're playing them away from home, you know they're going to get that bounce. So I feel if it's against Brentford, I can see us keeping a clean sheet, and then I can see Bruno or Ronaldo scoring like how he does. I can see us winning 2-0. I'm pretty confident.
Oh, okay. By the way, before we end the show, it just came out. The Man United squad members used 2 different entrances at Man United airport. Sancho, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw were also among those not spotted at the airport, but they are all likely to have travelled. Okay, so basically,
Right.
that's the case. Then it looks like Dalot's not going to be playing, guys. It looks like Dalot's not going to be playing. And
Dalot's
Jamal
not playing?
Mohammed. Sorry, what'd you say, Robbie?
Dalot's not playing.
I don't think Dalot's travelled.
Yeah,
Oh, your favorite boy is back on then.
Nah,
the legend in making, the prophecy, the successor of Gary Neville and Raphael. AWB.
Listen, Jamal Mohammed, bro.
On his name.
Big up, by the way, Jamal Mohammed. Make sure you like and subscribe. And he says Rashford, Greenwood, and Sancho out of the squad. No, No, I don't think Greenwood's out of the squad. Sancho's not out of the squad, but maybe I'm not sure about Rashford. But yeah. Make sure to tell where the people can find you, Robbie. Where can they find you so they can hit you up?
You can find me. You can find me on Twitter. It's under my real name, Jasdeep. You can usually see Hussam tagging me or Ahmed tagging me. So follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, I've tweeted it, by the way. My latest tweet when I went live, I added Robbie and Sid. So make sure you guys follow it and tell the people they can find you, Sid, by the way.
You could probably say Twitter because I feel like that's what I use football for.
Yep.
Instagram as well. It's SIDDHANTSI. So if anyone wants to follow me on Instagram, you're more than welcome to. Nothing else. I mean, I think I had a good time. It was really good talking.
I enjoyed the show, man. I enjoyed the show. I have to big up, by the way, once again, the people that joined. Big up to Robbie, big up to Sid, big up to United rep that just went because he had to do something, but always a pleasure for him to join. And yeah, man, we'll see you next time. Hopefully we get that dub and win a trophy.
Thanks for having us, man. Great
Thank you.
Take care.